I didn't raise my voice when I told my brother no. He called on a Thursday afternoon, already speaking as if I'd agreed. "I've got a last-minute trip. Just keep the kids for the weekend. I'll send them over." A year earlier, I probably would have canceled my plans without thinking. I had done it before: birthdays, work meetings, even a doctor's appointment. Somehow every emergency in my family became mine. This time I answered differently. "I can't." There was a pause. "What do you mean you can't?" "I have other commitments." He laughed, convinced I was making a point rather than a decision. "Don't be dramatic. They'll be there in an hour." "No," I repeated. "Don't send them." He hung up before I finished the sentence. For a while I stared at my phone, wondering whether he would actually do it. Then I put it face down and went back to unpacking another moving box. I'd moved 3 weeks earlier. Not because I wanted to disappear, but because I was exhausted by relatives treating my home like an extension of theirs. Only a few close friends had my new address. I hadn't announced it to the family because I wanted a little peace before the inevitable opinions and unexpected visits. That evening, my phone stayed quiet. I assumed he'd found another solution. The first call came the next morning from an unfamiliar number. The woman introduced herself calmly. She was with local child protection services. For a second, I thought she'd called the wrong person. Then she mentioned my old address. My stomach tightened. She explained that 2 children had arrived there in a taxi. The homeowner had never seen them before. The children believed they were visiting their aunt. Since no responsible adult was present and the situation suggested possible abandonment, the homeowner contacted the authorities immediately. No accusations, no panic, just procedure. She asked one question: "Do you currently live at that address?" "No," I answered quietly. "I moved weeks ago." She thanked me and asked whether anyone had informed me the children were being sent there. They hadn't. That was the end of my involvement. I sat in silence for a long time. I wasn't relieved, I wasn't proud. Mostly I felt sick for my niece and nephew, who had trusted every adult around them. Hours later, my brother finally called. His confidence was gone. Instead of demanding answers, he was asking questions. "Why didn't you tell me you'd moved? I told you not to send them. You knew what I meant." "No," I said. I knew exactly what I said. He blamed the homeowner for calling authorities instead of family. I thought about that stranger for a moment. From their perspective, 2 children had been delivered to the wrong house by taxi with no guardian waiting. They didn't know our history. They didn't know our names. They saw children who might not be safe. They made one phone call. Honestly, I hope anyone would. Over the next few weeks, family members tried to soften what had happened. Some suggested it had all been a misunderstanding. Others hinted I should have warned everyone about my move. None of them could explain why my brother believed he could send children somewhere after being told not to. The conversation always ended there. For the first time, nobody could turn my boundary into the real problem. An official report had already established the sequence of events. That mattered more than family opinions. Months passed before my brother spoke to me without anger. He never apologized directly. But he never again assumed my time belonged to him. He never announced he was dropping the kids off. He always asked. Sometimes I still said yes. Sometimes I said no. The difference was that both answers were treated as answers. I still think about those children arriving at a stranger's front door, expecting to see me. That part hurts. They deserved better than being used as leverage in an argument between adults. My relationship with my brother never returned to what it had been. Maybe that was the consequence neither of us expected. But something else changed too. For years, I believed keeping peace meant accepting responsibility for decisions that weren't mine. It turned out peace began the day I stopped rescuing someone from the consequences of their own choices.